What's going on, guys? Cheaptard Bill here, and welcome to my late vlog because it's Monday instead of Sunday. Anyway, yesterday a lot of shit happened, and I know you guys wanted a vlog to be up yesterday, but there was just a situation that occurred that needed my full attention, and I'm sorry about that. But anyway, this vlog is going to answer a few questions from you guys. But first, I'd just like to make one thing known, is that generally with YouTube and with doing any YouTube channel, I'm pretty sure that those of you who have YouTube channels have come across these before, but there is this rampant problem with sub for sub, or even people asking for, or people come subscribing to you and then offering to do shout outs to you under certain conditions, which are kind of stupid. And these conditions could be like you do a shout out, and then but the rules of the shout out are that you have to subscribe to the winners of the shout out, in both sub for sub and having a shout out. Like, I agree with wholeheartedly that if you're a big channel and you want to do shout outs to help out smaller channels, that if you want to do that, cool, that's great on you, but don't require that a subscription to a winner of a shout out Sunday is required of anybody who does this, because when it comes down to it, it's not about subscriber growth or how many subscribers you can gain in any given instance. It's about loving what you do, and that's that. There's one guy I know who does shout out Sunday, but he doesn't require anybody subscribe. But it's a great way to gain exposure, and that's awesome. But then there's another guy I know of who does a shout out Sunday series, but then says, hey, you've got to subscribe to these other channels in order to be eligible for the next shout out Sunday. And that's just kind of stupid. But that's my rant on shout out Sundays, is that if you're doing it, cool, but don't require people to subscribe to the winners of the shout outs. Second thing is sub for sub. We all know this exists. It's an elephant in the room that needs to be addressed because it's addressed by everybody anyway. But if you subscribe to my channel because you like my content, that's awesome. I love that you love my content. That's why I do this. But don't ask me to subscribe to your channel or to check out your channel and then subscribe. I've got a few comments. I've had a few comments that actually asked for that. Hey man, great channel. I like and sub. If you could do the same, that'd be great. And I mean, I know it's a suggestion, but then I'm pretty sure I'm going to lose that subscriber anyway. And I'd rather have that subscriber lost than have that subscriber and have no views from that one subscriber. Because I'd rather people watch my videos, not subscribe to my channel. If you can grasp that concept. And I mean, there are a few of you that have subscribed to my channel, and I've turned around and subscribed to you. But that is because I've actually watched a minimum of 5 of your videos, or your channel actually spoke to me. Like Action Ration, for instance. Action Ration, you subscribed to my channel, and then I watched your channel trailer. Probably had to go and get some nut cancer done because of the testosterone overload from your channel trailer, but then I subscribed because it was such a great channel trailer and I loved your concept. And I mean, Junosaur, you're another one. You subscribed to my channel, and then I watched a few of your videos and I'm like, hey, this guy's got a great sense of humor. Let's see what else he can pump out. So I subscribed to you. And I mean, that's just 2 examples of people I've subscribed to who have subscribed to me. Is that I looked at your channel, and if it's something I'm not into, like if your channel is something I'm not into, I'm gonna check it out and see what your channel's about. But if I don't like what I see, I'm just not gonna subscribe. And I mean, that's how YouTube should be. If you don't like what you see, then don't subscribe. But anyway, with that all said, with the rant done about sub for sub and shout out Sundays, time to get into the question for the week. And again, it comes from Junosaur. And you left me a nice paragraph, which is great, so I'm just gonna cut to the meat of the question. Where is that fucking question? There it is. So what made you want to become a counselor? Well, because I'm studying counseling, if you watched my last week's vlog, you'll know that I'm studying counseling. And what made me want to be a counselor is my urge to want to pay it forward. I don't really care about paying back. If I do something nice for you, I don't give a shit if you pay me back. unless it's something like I give you an exuberant amount of money, like $100 multiple times. I expect at least $100 to come back to me, because after that it becomes habitual. But other than that, I mean, if I do something nice for you, like if I just meet you on the street and I just do something nice, like help you across the street, like if you're an old lady, or help you across the street if you're an unwilling old man. It doesn't matter what I do if I don't demand payment for it. But becoming a counselor, I just want to help others with what they've got going on. And I mean, this can be anything. It could be marital problems, it could be mental disorder, it could be a fucking spectrum of stuff. And that's what I want to do, is I want to give people the help they need. And I even advocate, I even write Congress people and everything to advocate for mental health reform. I actively write my congressman because I feel like I need to. And this Let's Play thing is just me doing something therapeutically to help myself out, but I'm also helping others at the same time by entertaining them to some extent. And I mean, this all started, this whole wanting to be a counselor, that whole reasoning started when I was 18 years old. I was that loser who waited until he was 18 to get his license, and it was actually the week before I went for Navy boot camp. And this dude just, in the licensing place, I got in the car, the tester walked around, told me to tap on my brakes, and then told me to stop the test because my middle tail light, there's 3 taillights on a lot of cars, and this was a 2000 Chevy Cavalier, but my middle tail light, the one that was right on the window, was out. And I didn't know how to repair that shit. I didn't know how to change out a middle tail light. My mom didn't know how to change out a middle tail light. And this dude in the license office heard me talking about that and said, "Hey, meet me, where are you going right now?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm gonna go home. My mom needs to get ready for work, but I'm taking her over to this Chinese restaurant." He's like, "Okay, cool. Do all that, buy a light bulb, and meet me at that Chinese restaurant at whatever time you're being there." So I did, and this guy just helped me change out the middle tail light of my car. My mom offered him dinner, all that shit, and this guy just said, no. My goal here was to make your day better than it was when you met me. Did I do that? And of fucking course he did, because then I was able to get my license. I was able to get my license after my mom got off of work, because she was just going in for about a few hours to do some prep cooking. So yeah, fuck yeah, you did. Thanks, dude. So I get my license that day, and my mom had not seen that dude, and she had lived in that area for a good 2 or 3 years after I joined the Navy. She had lived in that area for that long and had never seen that dude again. And it's just one of those random people who just hacked across us and helped us in a time of need. And I want to be that random person to come in and help somebody. And I know this is very long-winded. Holy shit, that was about a 4-minute explanation. But I know this is very long-winded, but long story short, TLDR, if you want to skip to, I'll even put a little thing for the TLDR to skip to a certain point in the video. But if you want to skip to this point in the video, this is the TLDR of my reasoning for wanting to be a counselor, is that I want to make people's day, everybody's day that interacts with me at all. I want to make their day better than it was before they did that interaction with me. Like, albeit watching a YouTube video. If my YouTube videos do that, cool, I made your day better. That is great. That's why I do this. If I'm a counselor, cool, I made your day better. That's why I do this. And that's the meat and potatoes. So, again, any questions, leave them down below. It could be any question you want. I'm at semi-full disclosure. The only things I won't give you is my home address, last name, social security number, date of birth, firstborn, left leg, left arm, firstborn child, not firstborn child, what have you, because that firstborn child is mine. So, anyway, Junosaur, again, Junosaur, thank you for the question. Thank you for that little bit of nostalgia. That reminds me that AOL is all about Transformers having sex. And I will see you guys in the next vlog. Or tomorrow. Maybe both. Let me make your day better. Stay awesome.